Today, I want to tell a story of how I closed a clinic job for about 400K, a 2 days clinic job. Though it's not much, but I haven't started cleaning for just 3 or 4 months, barely 3 or 4 months. Having a job for 400K, I think is reasonable because I've seen people price the same job for 50K and even 30K. You can imagine. So a fateful day like that, a lady messaged me very early in the morning, and I saw a message, I think 10 minutes later. So immediately I responded, say, "Hi, how are you? How can I help you?" And she said, "I need a cleaning service." I said, "Oh, wow, great. Where is your location and when do you need the service?" She said, "We need the service now. Location is Akobo." I said, "Oh, wow, now?" So the next thing that came to my mind is that, and this is very important for salespeople. You have to understand what is important to your client before you even mention the price. In my mind, I know exactly what to charge, but because the client made me understand that they need the job done on time, that means the priority for them is not really the money. It's about how soon can we get the job done. So the next question that came to my mind was, why do you want to get the job done now? Can't we wait till tomorrow? Because we already have plans for today already. He was like, "Oh wow, that it is just so important to them." Okay, so I had to get that right. So we've not discussed about price. I had to make sure that it is very important to them such that they are ready to do anything to get the job done that same day. So she said, "Can I at least come and check the apartment?" I said, "Oh, perfect. I'll come over." So in 30 minutes, I was there. I checked the apartment. I checked through. I wanted to know why they wanted to do the cleaning that day. And she mentioned that they'll be traveling. I guess the decision maker will be traveling out of the country the next day. I said, "Oh, wow. Now I understand." Then it also gave me an hint that the client is a premium client. You get my point. It's a premium client. So after checking all, they asked for my recommendation. Instead of giving my recommendation, I asked more questions. Okay, would you like to clean your sofa? Would you like to wash the curtain? Um, do you want us to bring in some chemicals to clean up? So I pointed out what they would not want to see in the house, the dirt, how bad things are. I increased the pain basically, and that was what made them trust me because they feel okay for this person to know this much or to be able to handle conversation this way, then he knows exactly what he's doing. So when it got to the price, you know what I said? I said the last cleaning we did that does not include washing the curtain was 300K. At that point, I'm analyzing their brain right now. What was running through their head was, okay, that means they've done something like this before. Then this was the amount they charge the people. So it's possible that the client, just came to the country, does not even know how much it costs to clean a three-bedroom flat. But because I said the last one we did, this was the amount we charged him, and it does not include the curtain. So immediately the client said, "Okay, no problem, but we are including curtain." I said, "All right, we'll do it for you. Only if you would wash your sofa also." So we looked at the sofa, we counted, and I explained, okay, this is how it costs, this is how we charge for sofa. Then we added everything up, and it was 385K. Then I pointed the fact, okay, the center rug, when last did you wash the center rug? So the point, I was not, so what, this is not perfect, but what I saw play out, because my mouth was not faster than my brain, I was able to process my thought before I responded or I asked any question. So when I looked at the center rug, because we didn't mention he didn't mention the center rug, we only mentioned, I only asked if they want to watch the sofa, and they said, "Okay, let's check it." We checked. I hit the sofa, we saw dust, so it's obvious that the sofa is dirty. And I asked him, I said, "When last was this watch?" He said, he can't tell, that it just came into it just came around. Then after we concluded the price as 385k, I looked at the center rug and I said, when last was this center rug washed? He looked at me and he smiled. He said, I don't know. And I moved closer to the center rug. He walked with me. I put my leg on it. He put his leg also. Then he felt, oh, no, 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 this has to be washed also. He said, add it to the cost. Then I added it. I just added 15k. Then he asked me, how much is it now? I showed him my phone, calculated everything on my phone. I showed him. I didn't tell him the price. So he called out the price. He said 400k. I said, yes. He said, hope he's not going to go beyond this. I said, I will try to make sure that we are considerate enough to ensure that this does not pass. So the cost does not pass 400k. So, all right. Then I asked him, where do we go from here? He said, please, if you can start today, I'll be very happy because I want everything to be finished at most tomorrow because we're traveling the next day. I said, all right, only when you make part payments, at least you make 75% or 50% ahead so we can get the necessary equipment or the chemicals we need. Then in the next 1 hour, we'll come back and start. I'll bring my guys, then we'll come back and start. He said, perfect. He said, before you get to your office, you receive the alert so that you can start immediately. And that was how I closed the deal for 400k. This same deal, I understand that some people could have done it for 100k. As a matter of fact, I've done something similar for 150k before. Though I wasn't happy about it because it was not a good pay. I had no choice. But for these clients, and what this afforded us was that we were able to give the client the best service we can we can offer. As a matter of fact, after we finished the cleaning, he wanted us to declutter some of their stuffs in the house. And we already finished the cleaning, but he was not around to check, so he sent somebody to check. So we already concluded, we are closed already. I've gone back to the office. Then he called me back. He said, I would have loved you to declutter these things. At that point, it was not part of our bargain, but I gave my word that we'll make sure that it does not pass the amount we agreed on. But because we charged well, reasonable well, what would have loved to charge, I wasn't so bothered. So I had to arrange for how the stuff would be decluttered. And we moved it and he was so happy. And we didn't charge him extra, despite the fact that he called us to do extra work. But because we charged well, we are okay with, okay, if I'm going to declutter this, how much will it cost me? Perhaps 20, 30k. Or I can still take care of it. And that was how we closed the deal for 400k. Though some things still came up, but we were able to handle all those other things. Then he called me and said, it's looking like we'll be doing this cleaning every 3 months. And I said, well, we are hoping for you. As long as we are in, I'm in also. So something eventually happened, which I would like to mention also, because not all deals goes as smooth as this. So when you were about to make the remaining 50% payment, instead of making they paid 200k to start, then you were supposed to balance 200k. The man came up with excuses of, okay, that you would want to pay 150k. I said, why? He said, because so there was a room we were supposed to clean, but the owner of the room said we should not touch his room, that we should only mop the floor, we should not wash the curtain and all that, we should just leave it, that she wants the place as it was. So we did as instructed. So he said, since we didn't do a thorough cleaning for that room, which we were supposed to do, he said he want to pay 150 instead of 200 to balance. At this point, I wasn't comfortable, but looking at it, I just felt okay. I said, why? He said, he said, let's have a deal. I said, okay, what's the deal? He said, if you agree to this 150k, despite the fact that we had an agreement of 200k to balance, he said, I would ensure that we call you every time we need cleaning service again. I said, okay, well, that's not fair, but if you stick to your agreement, you can do it that way. There could have been a better way to handle this situation, but I just felt from the way he spoke, I felt perhaps something went on and he was out of resources or he just wanted to micromanage. I said, okay, no problem, just do the payment. And so I know according to sales, they could have so I could have pulled out some other things, but I just wanted that to, because I know that with that amount he paid and with the promise of retainership, I'm sure that we'll still cover for it. So that's the story of how we closed a deal of 400K for a three-bedroom flat. And I don't think I want to go lower than this for further cleaning, because it afforded us to give our best to the job. Even when other things came up that we didn't plan for, we're still able to handle it. So I don't think this is an overcharge. I don't think so at all. I believe that in the coming months, coming months will charge far more than this for cleaning, because there's so many other things that come up with cleaning that you won't see from the beginning, but as the job goes on, they will start coming up and you still have to attend to them just to satisfy your client. Because at the end of the day, what is most important is not the amount you charge, but how satisfied your client is at the end of the day. I hope this helps you. I know this is long, but I just want to give you the idea of, you know, what goes on in a cleaning business. My name is Coach Temi. I run a cleaning business, Xmatic Cleaning, and I run a digital marketing company, Xmatic Hub. Perhaps if there's any other question, if there's any question you have, please drop in the comment section. I would love to hear your question, and I would like to get advice from you also. How should I have handled the later issue that came up with the payment? What do you think I should have done better? Thank you so much. I'll see you in my next video.